Here I am, starting my stream a good hour later than I originally intended to. I mean, I think in future I need to realize that whenever I actually decide to start, coming up with the schedule, I need to realize that if I have anywhere to go within like 2 or 3 hours of when I would want to start my stream, I just need to realize, I should just bump the start back by about an hour. One would think, oh yeah, go out, get a take and bake pizza. And then it turns out, oh no, the places I was going to go to apparently closed, and so now I have to go to the next county over to get it. So yeah. Okay. So here we go with part 2 of porting everything over. Just gotta set up a few things here. So, last night I was trying to, essentially get the Atari 8-bit version set up, and that wasn't working very well because Atari 8-bit needs to use input instead of in-key or get or something or anything like that. So, it was so it ended up being a little annoying to get that set up. In fact, I was getting a little drunk, didn't help either. Oh, and then there was also the video from that, which I was trying to get encoded so I could put it up on YouTube, and then it turns out that AVI Synth decided to cut off like the last hour of audio from that, but that's not really a problem. I mean, I've got 2 weeks to get that thing up on YouTube before it's essentially lost. Okay. Okay, So tonight I'm going to be starting with the Atari 8-bit version, which is pretty much already done. Okay, so switch over to that. Now I can load this. And there we go. So with Atari 8-bit, when you first turn the thing on, it starts out with the memo pad because BASIC was provided on a cartridge. Okay, so now no. I still gotta load this thing up. Cancel. Okay, so just check the. Okay, put that in. Okay, so now I can just. Okay, so now I copy and paste. So I just copy that and paste it into the emulator as I was doing last time. At least this emulator, lets you paste relatively quickly. But this thing doesn't need a randomizing routine. But you do need to dimension strings, which is why I have dim $A $Y for 1, because, so even if you want to just have just say, pretty much any, if you want to input to a string variable, then you need to dimension said string variable before you use it. A little annoying, but whatever. So yeah, just waiting for it to paste in. Just waiting for it to paste in. Okay, so that's done. And so now I can. Okay, tape control. Is that here? No, wait, that's not. No. Okay, set up a new tape. C save. Now I hit record on that, and then I hit enter. And there will be screeching because it's like a modem. Man, I was wondering when that was going to end. Yikes. Okay, so now I can save the tape. Okay. And now I unload the tape, because what I'm going to be doing here is going to require, yeah. Okay, so, or no. Actually, no, wait. Actually, I should just check to make sure this thing works. Must remember the order on everything. Okay, so that's 32,929, 49.73. Okay, now I type run. And there we go. Mm-hmm. Okay, now I'm just going to wait until somebody hits me. Just to make sure that the thing beeps, or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they keep missing me. But eventually they power up. Okay, there we go. So that works. Error 17 at line 900. Okay, that's great. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. That's... Seriously? Okay, well, I guess I'll have to... That's sure, I don't need those, do I? Okay, well, I guess this means I get to... start over. Again. Or... yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Well, whatever, I don't really care. Honestly. This overall process is rather long anyway, so yeah. Okay, so this, yeah, I doubt this is going to take that much longer than reloading the tape, so okay, there we go. Yeah, just rearranging stuff on my other screen. Yeah, I know. Again, this process is rather annoying and fraught with difficulties, and I mean, again, yeah, I mean, it isn't much better than watching paint dry, but I mean, you know, it's something for people to watch, I suppose, if they really, really want to. And if you're watching this right now, that means that you really, really, really want to watch this stuff. Oh, what the? Okay, that's again fraught with difficulties. Okay, start. Yeah, I know. It's just like that's the problem with pasting stuff into emulators. It tends to be weird issues with it. Yeah, I mean, of course, the problem with disk editors is the fact that there's a lot of them. I have to figure out, which disk editors to use and everything else, and yeah. So yeah, right now, in all honesty, despite the amount of time it's taking, it's realistically better to paste it in. Well, and again, I mean, shorter programs, many times it is better just to paste them in, so. But yeah, I mean, yeah, a program like this is on the very edge of what should be pasteable. I mean, again, yeah, I mean, it's like the file is what, like 5 or 6K or something, 5 or 6 kilobytes. So it's sort of like, yeah, I mean, you get to a point you have like 5 or 6,000 characters it has to type in, and yeah, that is sort of on the very edge of what what anyone should paste. But again, you get stuff like TRS-80 Level 1 Basic, where there isn't any way to get stuff into it without pasting it. So, and it's really, really slow. I mean, really slow. I mean, yeah, I mean, this actually isn't that slow, really. You get that nice little bzz, 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 bzz going. So, that's... Of course, once I get my basic preprocessor rewritten and, finished, this stuff will take a lot less time because it just won't have nearly as many characters to actually type in. Yeah, I look at the, like, you have been healed for 100 HP. It's almost like, yeah, I mean, again, that's one of those things where, yeah, it's rather hard-coded. I mean, so yeah, stuff like, yeah, something like that in a full version of this would definitely be, well, I would definitely want to make it so that, it prints out, say, some kind of variable or something like that rather than the actual, Okay, so now I can try this again. So yeah, this is going to be, and again, this is going to be loud and screechy. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, maybe I should figure out how to make that not. Yeah, maybe I should try to look in the settings or something to make it not make that noise. Because that noise is just annoying. Wow. But yeah, okay, so I can now unload the cassette. Okay, just run. There we go. And they hit me. That's good. Okay. Magic. Cure. Items. Potion. Okay, quit. Oh, okay, so that's fixed now. So, 32, 691, 5211. 5211. Okay. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, now it's time to put this on, well, dot to load up. Now it's time to put this thing on a disk. Okay, so here we go with the disk, right? Okay, so yeah, that loads up. All right, hit DOS. There we go. Disk operating system 92479. Copyright 1979 Atari. Yes, this is definitely older than me. Okay, so this loaded, doing that loaded DOS from disk, right? So now I'm going to create a new disk. Save disk as. No wait. What? ATR. Okay. And so now I'm going to format the disk. Drive 1. Yes. And so now it's formatting the drive. No, I'm not sure. Okay. And now I write the DOS file to the drive so you can actually boot off this disk. Okay. Right. Okay, so now I just hit the, or maybe I'll just hit disk directory. Okay, so yeah, I got DOS sys on there, so that's good. And so now I just reset. No. Oh well. Okay. Tape control. Cassette, load. C load. Enter. Okay, so now we've got that loaded up. List. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so guess I just wait for this to finish up. Okay, now I just hit save. D1 battle test.bas. And there we go. Save disk. New. Load. D1 battle test.bas. Right. List. Okay, and there we go. So that works. Okay, so yeah, that's. And so that's it for the. And so that's it for the Atari 8-bit. So yeah, okay. Okay, so just need to. Okay, so now I just need to. Commit this. fixed Atari 8-bit version and updated readme. Okay, so okay, yeah, this one's okay. So now I'm moving on to do the TI-99/4A. So this one's a little goofy because, well, I mean, even though Microsoft wrote this particular BASIC, they didn't necessarily, well, didn't really follow sort of the norms that most versions of BASIC would actually use. I mean, it's TI-99 BASIC is based off of what they call ANSI BASIC, right? Which is supposed to be sort of a standardized version of BASIC, which in the end nobody except them decided to bother using. So yeah, it gets a little weird, right? So our randomize routine is randomize. And our clear screen routine is call clear. And okay, and then to make our nice little dingy noise, to do call sound, and then 220, 1398, 2. Right, that's, yeah, not, again, yes, it uses all these weird calls. Oh yes, and then I have to find that. Okay, so, and then instead of using in key like one normally would do, okay, get that. So, okay, so I have to replace this with call key. Zero CAA. I think. Yeah, this is gonna be a little. This one's gonna be a little weird, I think. Okay. Then yeah, I'm not totally sure how well this is going to work. But yeah, yeah, I mean that's the problem. This, yeah, it's to make it work properly is a little weird, but yeah. So if a say if AA equals 0, then 870, is that it? I think. Yeah, this is one of those things where I'm not terribly sure about the way this is supposed to work here. Yeah, this is going to definitely be rather like, we'll have to see how well it works. Yeah. Okay. And then, oh wait, that's true. And then C equals val A. I think I need to change again because it uses this weird thing. I think I have to make it like A equals CHR C, right? Okay. So yeah, there we go, right? A. So yes, you have like call key 0 CAA right? And then if A equals 0, then you go back there, and then A equals, yeah, again, normally you would, yeah, I mean, just the way it, because everything that they call with TI-99 Basic is essentially calls to a kind of built-in machine language routine. Oh yes, okay. So then I also need to change that to 44 because it definitely says yes. Based on my notes about this stuff, I cannot use a variable with dimensioning, and apparently array names cannot be the same as a numerical name. So I need to change dim a like that, and change that to say AR, I guess. Okay. I think that will work. Okay, so I got randomize, call clear. Down here I got call sound. And I've changed the array name. And I think I've got my call key routines set up correctly now. Let's see, right? Call key, yeah. Or no, wait. Actually, maybe I should. Hmm. I don't know. I suppose I could always. Actually, okay. Well, maybe I should actually. Then maybe I should also add another thing in here, right? Say C equals val a. Nah, actually, no, I won't do that yet. I will not do that yet because that might. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. I'll see how this works, right? Okay, so now I can load. So let's. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to be using V9T9 or just hope this pops up. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to modify that a little bit. Hmm. Okay, what the? Okay, this is not good at all. Let me see, right? Oh, wait. No, wait. No, wait, okay. Maybe that's, yeah, just a little bit of technical difficulties. Maybe that. Okay, hmm. Oh, okay, so that makes, okay, that's what it was, okay. Okay, here we go, yes. Texas Instruments Home Computer. Copyright 1981 Texas Instruments. So, we'll just go into... So yeah, when you load it up, you get a nice little menu here, which is designed to let you select whatever cartridge you have plugged in. So with this, we have TI Basic. TI Basic is just sort of the normal basic one. Okay, so where is that? Okay, so now it can start pasting all this stuff in. Slowly but surely. Well. Yeah, I still might, but even then, after all this is done, I still might have to do a little bit of, but yeah, I still might actually, with this, of course, one of the interesting things about TI-99 Basic is the fact that it doesn't actually won't actually tell you how much room you have, essentially. And they have a special command in Extended Basic. Of course, I'm trying this thing with normal basic right now, so we'll see if normal basic even works. We'll see if it works with normal basic, because I know normal TI-99 basic is... Okay. Okay, so that was bad. So I guess I can just delete those. Yeah, that was a bit of a mess up there. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it seems to reacts differently to those things. No, wait. No, wait. No. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so now I can just copy that and start pasting this in again. But yeah, I mean, of course, one of the things I have noticed in some of the testing I did for this is if you get a line that's too long, sometimes it'll just like things can get a little weird. But yeah, I'll have to see how well this thing works at all. Oh well, and another kind of weird thing about this is the fact that yeah, of course, one thing about V9, the V9T9 emulator, which I'm using, one of the kind of weird things about it is the fact that, essentially, you can't really save audio tapes, so I need to basically save it to a sort of virtual drive. Yeah, this thing's going to be hideously bug-ridden at first, I think. Oh yeah, this is going to take some effort to fix, I think. I know this thing is not going to work the first time I try it. It's most definitely not going to work the first time I try it, so. There's no way this thing's going to work the first time. I mean, I'm 100% sure that when I first, when I initially run this thing, it's just not. It's gonna have some kind of horrific problem. Oh, it's definitely gonna have a horrific problem. Yeah, TI-99 is just its basic variant is just goofy. It's actually a pretty overall. It's a fairly nice version of Basic, but okay. And there we go. Wow. So from 1380, 380. Okay. Okay, I'm done with that, okay? I'm not even gonna try. If it can't even deal with lines like that, I'm not even gonna try using normal basic. Okay, I'm just gonna go for, TI extended basic. Okay. So, yeah, okay, so yeah, so now I'm just going to try this with TI Extended Basic. Which is... Yeah, I mean, again, the goal ideally is to make sure this thing can work even on the most basic things, but, yeah, but yeah, if it can't even deal with a line if it can't even deal with lines like, pacing in lines like that, no, I'm not bothering. I'm not going to bother with that. So. Actually, no, wait. Or maybe wait, no. Actually, that's true. Okay. Reload this. I should probably just check the size, right? Yes, the interesting thing about this is it has, like, stack and program space, right? Extended Basic normal Basic run only lets you use stack space, which is in the video RAM. But then there's Extended Basic will let you use a 32 kilobyte RAM expansion, and it lets you use 24 kilobytes of that. Okay. So 24, 488. Add that in there. So you basically get about 38K of RAM essentially. But it's split up into two separate areas. Right? You basically have, like, the stacks, right? You have the program space, which is where all this stuff will go into, and then there's stack space, which is where certain variables go into, like text variable, like anything involving text strings go into there. So yeah, it's a little weird. And of course, the whole reason for that was more because Texas Instruments cheaped out ridiculously when they built the thing. I mean, they were like, okay, yeah, this is a 16-bit computer, the first generally available 16-bit computer. But this means we need 16-bit RAM, and 16-bit RAM is expensive, so we're going to put 256 bytes of RAM in it. And they decided, but we're going to have 16 kilobytes of video RAM, so we'll just use that as memory. So yeah, it was just weird overall, just really, really weird. Of course, the interesting thing about this, though, too, is Basic on the TI-99 is written in what's called graphics programming language. So yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's basically graphics programming language is interpreted. So you have a basic interpreter, which takes this code and interprets it. But the code that interprets that is interpreted by another interpreter. So it's and of course the interface between the main system memory and everything else is really, really slow. So yeah, I mean actually TI-99 is it's a very quirky little system. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so yes, this is not, overriding lines and basic lines. So that's good. Soon ish. Soonish. Anyway. Maybe next time I should try a different emulator that pastes better than this. I know there's right now I'm using V929, but then there's Classic 99. But yeah, with that I'm gonna need to figure out some other stuff for it. Well, and there's also MAME. I could use MAME, but I've never had good but mostly I've not. I really haven't had very good luck with MAME ever. So like period. Of course, I will eventually have to use MAME for the Apple III, but because there literally isn't any other Apple III emulator for Windows, so yeah. But still. Oh, wait. 320 return. And of course, 370 return. Yeah, okay. And it's still managing to overwrite stuff. 2320, 370. 400, 20, 440, 460, 480, 500. Wow, okay, so yes, it just started like clobbering lines. Fun. Yes, very, very fun. So yeah, okay, so now I have to start. Okay, so now I have to basically start pasting in other lines again. Okay, and three. Yeah, okay, so yes, it decided to clobber my. Yes, it basically decided to clobber lines from earlier, so now I basically have to, start repasting these in. Honestly, I'm going to be amazed if this thing works at all. 420, 440, 460, 480, 500, 520, 540. Wow. Okay. 460, 480, up to 540, 500. Yeah, I know. It's like, yes, gotta love it. Gotta love it when it starts clobbering your lines. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really should find a different emulator, shouldn't I? Because, yeah. Whatever. I mean, manually fixing a few things isn't necessarily a huge problem, but that's actually a lot of It's actually a lot of stuff that just got clobbered. 2370, right? Mm-hmm. 2400. And 2420. Yeah. 2440. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not using this emulator again. 2460. 2480. 2500. 2520. And 2540. Okay, list. Make sure there's nothing that doesn't. So yeah, I think that's about right. Even though this will probably, even though I am pretty sure this isn't actually going to work, like at all. No, this really won't work. I seriously doubt this thing's going to work very well at all. Okay. Okay. So that looks pretty good right there. Okay, I just... Okay, so there we go with that. Run. Oh, okay. Yeah, and that, okay, there we go. So yeah, okay, so I need to, as I thought, I think I kind of realized I'm like, yeah, it's kind of 872 is I don't know, wait. A equals. Okay, there we go, right. Okay. Paste that in. Save DSK1. Run. And there. Wow, this is slow. Bad subscript in 2220. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, wait. 93. Okay. C equals val A. Just do that right. Yeah, okay, so I think I forgot to add that in there. Okay. Okay, so now I just have to paste a few more things in here. Yeah, just pay. Okay, right. Do this, right? Okay, so let's... Yeah, this is definitely something I have to do more. This is definitely... TAC 1. Syntax error in 2100. What the... Hmm? Oh. Okay, and I completely forgot another thing. Okay, that's true. Forgot about that. Yes, R&D 1 is actually R&D. It's just plain R&D. So replace that with R&D. R&D, right? Yeah, I mean it's good. So okay, R&D on. Okay, so now I just have to yet again paste stuff in here. And paste that in there. And paste that in there. Okay. Save that again. Now type run again. Hopefully this will work this time. TAC 1. Oh, okay, that worked. Magic, lightning 2. Magic, cure. Oh. Okay, items, potion. Okay. Yay, okay, so that actually does work. Right, okay. Hold dsk1 dot battle test, right? List. Okay, I'm just gonna list this back because of all the weirdness I had to do, all the weird modifications and everything else I had to do with this thing. Auto booting. But okay, so right. Okay, so now I need to right. No wait. Okay. So now I'm gonna set up a disk image here, right? It's better to actually set the disk image up now. rather than later. Canon9.dsk. Okay, so now I need to do... Okay, so now I need to load up another little program, right? If I want to create a tape, because of the way that emulator works, there's a program called CS1er, right? So it will let me load a file. Right, okay. And then I can save this as a WAV file. Okay. And that's okay, and so now I can reload that. Oh, okay. Yeah, and now I need to set up... That's true, now I need to switch my module to, the disk manager. Diskette manager. Gestion des disques. Right, so, disk manager. Okay, and so this basically... So, disk commands. Initialize new disk. 1. That'll test 40 tracks. Yes, I'm assuming so. Then proceed. Okay, so now this will format a disk right here, and then and eventually it will format the disk. And so yeah, hopefully things will be good at that point. Okay. So now I can switch back to TI Extended Basic. Okay. And now I can load my cassette tape. Right, old CS1. Rewind cassette tape and press enter. Press cassette play, then press enter. So yeah, luckily this emulator doesn't play the sound at quite as horrifically loud of a volume. Eventually this will finish. Eventually. Okay, there we go. Press cassette stop and then. Okay. So now I can type in size. Okay, and so like 11,830 plus 19,665. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, okay. Guess I should just whatever. I shall save. I'll just save this out then. dsk1.load. Alright. So I'm gonna save it, right? By saving it as dsk1.load, it should auto load. New size. Okay. Like that's bizarre. Okay, no wonder. 11,830, 24,488. Okay, yeah, that was what was messing it up. Old dsk1 dot load. Okay. Yeah, so this you have to type. Yeah, for whatever reason it uses old. Right. Okay, so 11,830 plus 19,665. 48,23. Okay, yeah. So then run. And here we wait for a while because it's really slow. Tech. Mm-hmm. Magic, lightning. Mm-hmm. Magic, your items, potion. Okay, well, whatever. Quit. Okay, now I can just hit the size again. 11,522, 19,089. 5707. Wow. Okay. Oh wow, that actually takes up a lot of memory. It actually takes up a surprisingly large amount of memory when I think about it. Okay, so that is the okay, so that's the TI-99 version. So git status git add dot git commit. Okay, so now I'm moving on to a VIC-20 version. So I think I'll start with the Commodore PET version because that's mostly, yes, Commodore PET version is mostly the same. Except the oh wait, okay, so yeah, it's mostly the same as the Commodore PET, except print CHR 14 just to ensure that if for whatever dumb reason it's not in lowercase, then the goal is to set it to lowercase. Oh wait, save as vic20.bas. And then for the dinging routine, this is a little different because it doesn't have a bell character, so 36 8 poke 36 878 15, which involves its sound generation. Poke 36 875 200 23 62 4i equals 1 2 250 3683. Next 2364. Poke 36 878 0. So hope. Okay. Or maybe I'll just do that for J. Or maybe SJ. Okay, now I'll do that for SJ, actually. Yeah, that'll work. So I think that will work, yeah, because you have like poke 36 878 comma 15, 36 875 comma 200, SJ equals 1 to 250. Next, poke 36 878 0. So yes, that should create some kind of a beepy noise of some kind. And there's our clear screen routine, and of course the randomization routine is the same. And yes, the randomization routine is the exact same for that. So now we hit the VIC-20. Okay, the Commodore, here we go with the VIC-20. Right. $35.81. Okay, now I just hit. Okay, now I copy this and paste. And here we go. Out of memory. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, that's true. Okay, so that's a little too big. So I guess I'm gonna have to do a peripherals model settings 3K expansion maybe. Okay. I must have a note. VIC-20 requires a 3 kilobyte RAM expansion. Okay. All right. 6653. Okay, so this will. Okay, so paste this in. But yeah, this ought to work. I mean, this should work, ideally anyway. Hopefully it works anyway. Oh wait, there's. Nah. Oh, whatever. Okay, so create and attach an empty type image. VIC-20.type. Save. Battle test. Press record and play on tape. Okay, now I can save the battle test. Again. Yes. Switching my notes back to a different page. And, yeah, so, this will eventually, anyway, this will eventually finish saving. Eventually, anyway. Yeah, I know. It's the problem with tape again is just the general slowness of it. But I'm figuring, be comprehensive, be as comprehensive as possible with this. Well, I mean, again though too. Yeah, I mean, I never actually had a data set for my real Commodore, like ever, because pretty sure you could theoretically buy one at that point. But again, in the U.S., no one. Like 90% of Americans bought tapes, or not tapes, bought 1541s. We all had disk drives, unlike the poor Europeans who had tapes. They couldn't afford disk drives. Well, I mean, now again, say in some countries I could see it, but still in the UK, everybody's like, oh no, we. Okay, so now I'm going to create an empty disk image here. Okay, and now that's true. Print free 0. 1976. Wow, it's not a huge amount of memory left. Okay, so now I can just run. Oh. Okay, that's just embarrassing. That is super, super embarrassing. Okay. So I guess I delete that. Okay. I totally misread that. Thought that was something about setting. Thought that said setting uppercase, but it turns out that's actually. Yes, I totally misread that. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Now we get to go through all of that again. Yay! Fun, isn't it? Okay. Oh man, yeah. Oh, seriously? Thought I'd set that properly. Oh wait. Okay. 3K expansion. Reset. Okay. Copy. And paste it back in, which won't take very long. Okay, and now create another empty tape image. Save. That'll test. And now I can start recording this stuff. Soon it will be done. Okay, finally. Stop that. Now create now. Okay, now create the VIC-20 D64. Okay, and then once this is done, I can check that. Okay. Check the memory usage real quick. Okay, 1990. Take that. Okay, now I can run this. Magic. Lightning. Okay, now I can just I just need to keep doing this until I hear the whatever the beep sound is from this. Ooh, and it beeps-ish. It's not a great beep, but it's a beep. Sort of. Okay, so now the VIC-20 version of this is working. Okay, update my spreadsheet again. Okay. Oh, yeah. And again, yet another git commit here. I know, yes, people keep popping in and leaving because it's just as boring as it was before. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So so now let me see. Okay. So I guess I need to do what is that? So yes, open the in key version again. And now I save this as coco.bas. Yes, now we're moving on to the Tandy Color Computer. Okay. So again, copy and copy these over just so I don't have to type that stuff up again. Okay, so print, press a key, rate z equals 0, or z equals z plus 1, 5, a equals in key 6, if a is equal to nothing, then go back to 4, and then okay, and then R equals R&D minus Z. Okay, and then our 8, we'll go to 9 for our clear screen routine, which is CLS. And we also need to change our sound routine, sound 128, 3. And we also need to change, I also need to do a quick search and replace here, R&D Y, R&D Z, because it's TRS-80, so it's weird. Okay, and I think that will work. Okay. So now and there we go, right? Color Basic 1.0, copyright 1980 Tandy. Right? Yeah, I mean the Color Computer in some ways was sort of a competitor to the VIC-20, sort of. Again, the original Coco was kind of a bit of a VIC-20 competitor. The Color Computer 2 was more of a C64 competitor. The Color Computer 3 was a competitor to the Commodore 128, essentially. Okay, so, but with this, the cool thing about this basically is you can just load. This just lets you load the basic file in, essentially. Right. So yeah, I just wait for it to load this up. Wait. Actually, wait a second. That's true. Forgot about doing that, right? Okay. That's true. Yes. Okay, so now I can just again. Now I load that. C load. Okay, so now I just I mean XROAR lets you load. essentially it doesn't like you don't paste stuff in. You can have a text file that it'll load in. So yeah, it's actually rather nice. Hmm. Did do that, didn't I? Okay, yeah. And eventually, this will, eventually finish, I suppose. Eventually. Eventually. Why is this so slow anyway? Okay, so print mem 9977 D4. Huh. Interesting. Takes up the exact, for whatever reason, this takes up the exact same amount of memory. Seriously? Okay, it takes up the exact same amount of memory as the VIC-20 version. That's totally coincidental. Okay, so now I'm just gonna. So I'm just gonna resave this thing as a cassette, basically, as a CAS file. So now csave, say battle test, and hope so soon, and eventually it will save. Eventually, anyway. Well, yeah, well, okay. Well, and the funny, okay, actually, it's kind of interesting too how apparently the TRS-8, the Tandy Color Computer actually had a rather, apparently it had a rather fast, yes, its tapes ran pretty quickly. Yeah, I know. And unfortunately, this thing only has, what is it, like 32 columns or something? Yeah, the screen on this thing is, weird. Kind of ugly with the whole, you know, rather ugly with this whole green, just green, hideous neon green. But it is working pretty well right now. So eventually, hopefully somebody will actually hit me at some point. Not sure when someone will hit me, but eventually it'll happen. And somebody finally hit me. Great. Okay. So that's... Hmm. Okay, so I can just add that into there. Okay, so now I can move on Oh, that's yes. Now I get to move on to the, what is it? Disk. Yeah, I need to. Okay, so now I make a disk one, right? Okay, so I first create a new disk. And now okay, format it. Format the disk. However long this ends up taking. Color computer. Okay, so. Oh, okay. And now, input type. Right. And just hit C load. Okay. I can start that loading up again. And then okay. Just only a little bit left to do here. Okay. Now save battle test. And there we go. So that's saved out. Okay, so now my goal is to come up with a. Now my goal is to create a version that will run on the Color Computer 3, right? Coco 3 is more advanced and somewhat different hardware, but but of course I can actually I'm going to try to take advantage of that, right? So delete that, right? A equals in key and 3, right? Basically, it's print press a key, then a in key, and then 4. Then yes, for this there. Now for this, I'm basically going to set this up to basically look at a system timer. All right, peak memory location 274 plus 256 times peak. Is it 275? Yeah, and then so make that 6 and make that 7. Maybe that's true though. Or maybe not, right? We print, say, maybe I'll change that actually, right? 80 columns. Say print 80 columns, right? Then 5. No way. Okay, and then have 7 CLS, right? And then 8 if A equals Y or A equals Y. Or or maybe not. Okay, maybe I'll change that. A is not equal to Y. Then 10. Let's say do 9. as width 80, 10. Let me just think. Okay, I gotta figure out how to make this work correctly. Yeah, let me look at something else, right? Okay, let me think, right? Then 10. Width 80. Maybe CLS, right? And say 8 with 40 and 9. Make that 10. Okay, let me think. Right. Okay, so basically I'll set this one to use 40 column, right? So it's at the 40 columns, and if A equals that, or if A is not equal to Y, then I go to line 11, right? Right. No, wait. 11. Oh, yes, that's true, right? I should also... Also, there's a poke 65 497, 0, which... Right, this basically... Yeah, okay, yes, then poke... then poke 65 497, which will toggle a double speed mode, and then 2509, say poke 65 496, 0. I think that'll work, yeah, because that poke 65 496, 0 turns off high double speed mode, and that turns on double speed mode. So basically we have like print 80 columns, checks, gets the key, goes back. If it's nothing, it goes back. Then it sets the randomization, clears the screen, does width 40, mainly because of the fact that, well, why should we keep this? On the Coco 3, why keep the horror, the utterly horrible other stuff, right? If A is not equal to... What's wrong with that? So yes, if it's not equal to Y, then it just... to yes, then it jumps to there. But otherwise, it'll set the width to 80. Okay. Okay, so now I get to... Maybe I'll switch the machine to a different one, right? Okay, extended color basic. Now I'm going to attempt to... Okay, now I'm going to do a C load of this. So yes, now I'm... Okay, there we go, yeah. So now I'm going to basically load in this nice new Color Computer 3 version. Yeah, one of the emulator I use for the Coco 3 basically doesn't let you really... I don't know how to get stuff into that, in all honesty. So, yeah, I kind of have to pretty much load it into XROAR and then copy and then save it out and then load it back in. And then, yeah, pretty much create a transfer tape and then load it into the, Coco, my Coco 3 emulator, into the Coco 3 emulator. So, yeah, I mean... Always fun. Okay, so now I'm going to do an output tape. Call this one transfer.cas. I'm going to do csave transfer, comma A to save it out to the tape. I'm going to save this out to the tape in ASCII format because you can't really, because with this you really do not, you can't, some of the things in there cannot be tokenized because quite simply it doesn't exist in this computer. And eventually it will finish saving, and then I can move on to the VCC Coco 3 emulator. Okay. Okay, so now we are in VCC, which is of course, the way, right? So now I load the transfer tape, hit play, C-load, and now it loads this in. Wait. Actually, and I keep forgetting to do that. That's true, right? Okay, so I shall try this again. Okay. Load the transfer. This takes a little bit longer to load than a tape normally would take to load because it's, well, it's an ASCII format, so yeah. And this is, I know, it still takes a while, even though this is actually pretty much the fastest, essentially the fastest cassette tapes that ever were, pretty much the fastest cassette tape writing and reading that anyone ever came up with. This should finish soon, I hope. What in the... How big is this thing? Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, so let's just... Okay, well... Let's say 1 through 15. Okay, so yeah, that actually worked there, so... Okay, so now I can just board and okay. Coco save that out as coco3.cas. Then resave this. Except this time it will actually be tokenized, so it won't take quite as long to reload it in future. Yeah, I mean, really, I'm looking at this thing, and it's like, literally, like the transfer one is like double the size. It's kind of weird. Yeah, I mean, really, it's like 4.97K for tokenized, 11.6K for non-tokenized. But let's... No. Oh, and there we go. It's not quite as horrible. Let's try running it again. Why? 80 columns. Okay. Well, whatever. So yeah. Huh. Did I even get that right? Just 74 to 7 minus 1. 24 plus 256 times. Yeah, okay. I guess I did get that right. Okay. So okay, so now I'm going to wait a minute. Just a second here. Now I need to no wait. Hard reset. There we go. Disk basic. Okay. So now I'm going to create what's that JVC single-sided 35 track, and now I format this one. I love how viewers just sort of pop in and pop out, and everybody just keeps looking at this like, no, this is too boring. Oh, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, this whole process here is rather boring. Yeah, this whole entire process is extremely boring. I mean, extremely boring. Wow, it is boring. And of course, I keep forgetting. I know, yes, in my attempts to track the memory usage, I keep messing things up with that, but whatever. Okay, so this should save out, right? New. Print mem 22824. So, load battle test. Print mem 1812. 4722, right? Exactly. As I assumed. Run. But print mem 17681. $51.43. And yeah. Okay, so I suppose that works. So that should be it for. So basically, yeah, that's it for the So that's it for the Color Computer 3. So, let me just check the README file. Yeah, okay, so I got that. So now I can just, again, do yet another git commit. Okay, and now we move on to well, one of the more interesting computers you'll ever see. Yeah, this is not the kind of computer most people just heard about this more in terms of, well, most people kind of view this almost as like a weird joke computer. Right? The Apple III. My family's first computer. I'm like one of probably a very tiny number of people out there who can say that, yeah, my family's first computer was an Apple III. Right? Press a key. Press a key. 3 z equals 0. Just right. On KBD, go to, not sure what line I should do, and then z equals z plus 1. Then go to, not sure where I should, or go to 5, is it? Let me see, right, go to 5, then 7y equals R&D minus z, then 8, 9. Probably, okay, so yeah, I've got like print, press a key, z equals 0, wait, on KBD, go to 7, right? Yeah, the way the Apple III works is a little weird. It's basic. Its particular version of basic is kind of weird. It's really, actually no, its version of basic is really, really weird. It's got all sorts of, it was called Business Basic, right? So, yeah, it kind of tells you what it was kind of aimed at, but yeah. So, go to 5, 6, 7, that's go to, right? So, with this, you do on KBD go to whatever, right? That's about the only way to, this is sort of the correct way to do a proper loop kind of thing. Or a loop like this anyway. But for the most part, it's actually quite similar to the way things work. It's quite similar to the Apple II, in all honesty. I mean, obviously, their basic would be mainly based off of the basic used on the Apple II. Okay, so now I'm so I'm going to be doing the Apple III, which is its own kind of weird stuff here, right? Okay, so basic. No, wait, I gotta check something. Yeah, this whole thing is just, utter, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of. Okay, so yeah, I got some. Or no, wait. Gotta do a few kind of weird things. There's a lot of, like, you have to use MAME for this, and it's, needless to say, it's just freakishly buggy. So there's some setup I have to do to create a blank image file, and and then I have to create essentially a hard drive image. Yeah, I mean, it's like, the problem is it's the way it essentially, there's like MAME or MES version 0.153, which has its own kind of, which unfortunately has problems. Well, actually, it doesn't have problems. It does have there are certain problems, but then newer versions have other problems. The newer versions, well, actually, yeah. Okay, I'll just say this though, right? Okay. So that should work. Okay, so yes, I have to create a. First thing I need to do is create a transfer file here. So yes, I created a transfer file, right? Because the basic problem essentially is the older versions of MES let you do stuff with disk images work, but after pretty much before MES 0.153, stuff didn't work. I mean, before that, Apple III emulation just didn't really work right, and after MES 1.53, after MES 153, the stuff in terms of disks was broken. So, yeah, it's kind of annoying. Okay, so let's go into here, right? Apple III SOS 1.3, November 1st, 1982. Eventually this will finish, I think. What? Okay, so there we go with that, right? So okay, so I need to go into here. No wait. Okay, okay, so read a driver file. So I'll read the. So yes, after first thing I need to do is regenerate the system. Okay. Now I need to delete a driver. So the profile, which is okay. Delete profile driver. Yes. And delete the RAM driver. And now I can read another driver file. .d2 /cf140a.driver. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Yes. So that creates. Now change system parameters. Set the number of drives to 4. Okay. Generate new system. Oh, wait. D1. Delete that? Okay, there we go. Yes. Delete. Okay, so yes, I mean, the way the Apple III works, you have this whole weird thing of your system drivers and everything else. You have to sort of generate a system. So yes, you have to generate your system. And it's all based on this whole weird menu-y system. Why they couldn't use a command line like everybody else, who knows? But okay. So now I empty the slot and put that in there. And I reset. And this will load up and this is going to load up a program that will let me partition the transfer image thing because of the... Okay. So partition drive. Transfer. Transfer tip. No. Transfer. Yes. Save. Okay. Oh no. Okay. I think that should hopefully work. Okay, so think so that's that, and then I go to here, 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 and do a restart again. I know this is one of hearing the horror stories from my family about how horrible this computer was. It's like formatting a disk takes like 15 minutes and you have to do all sorts of weird stupid things and stuff with it. Eventually it will load this. Okay, read a driver file. Let's see, disk 3. So now we load the driver file from disk 3, okay? And now I have to delete drivers, delete the profile driver because I don't need that. Yes. May as well just delete the printer driver because I really am not going to need that one either. Then maybe the RS-232 because I really don't need that either. Okay. Generate new system. Save this one out. Yes. Save this system driver out to drive 3. Okay. Okay, so now I can basically switch to a newer version of the emulator, which has been modified to actually let me paste this stupid program in. Okay. Print free. Okay, 204,000 bytes free. It's pretty good, actually. 204,284 bytes free. Let's type in hit new again. Okay, and so now okay, so now I can copy that from my file there, and then Oh crap. Oh wow, I just said all that stuff and oh, that's great. Yeah, I just said all sorts of stuff and I'm pretty sure oh yeah, I think that got muted out. Oh well, whatever. Um yeah. The problem basically is my mute hotkey and the hotkey I use for pasting into this emulator are the same, so pretty sure everything there may very well have gotten muted. Whatever. So now I'm going to mute everything and leave the room for a minute or two. Okay, so yes, it's still pasting in. Wow. Like seriously, wow. I know it's still pasting in. It's like, yeah, it's unfortunately not. Yeah, I mean, MAME is the only emulator that actually is any good at this, and so it's got its own weird issues, and most people, yeah, most people just don't know what they're doing with the Apple III. So yeah, it's kind of a weird. It's weird, yeah, but worth it as a target, I suppose. Only a few dozen more lines, I think. Yeah, it's like 250 something lines. So it gets up to around 25, 50 or whatever, and then it ends. So yeah. Uh, yawn, yawn, yawn. Hmm. Ah, yeah, okay, so. So basically, after this, I'll probably do a C64 plus 4 and Commodore 128 versions, and then after that, it would be the ZX81, but that requires a ridiculous amount of work, and yeah, by that point, it'll be getting close. And at the rate this is going, yeah, it'll be getting closer to a little bit closer to midnight, and and between that and the beer, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to want to even think of attempting anything with the ZX81 because it's total, they don't even, they, for whatever dumb reason, they index all their arrays starting at 1 instead of 0, like every other version of BASIC. So yeah, it requires a ridiculous amount of effort to port that one. So yeah, but still, So yeah, I'll probably have to continue this after, pretty much after the C128 stuff is done. I'll probably just, continue this stuff tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so now I just need to manually fix a few of these. A equals A, or A equals A. Okay. A. Then 930. 890. A equals M, or A equals M. No, wait. M. Then 990. 900. If A equals I, or yeah. Then 1100, 910 if A equals Q, or A equals Q. Then 2480. Okay, so that should fix that. Ooh, that's kind of cool. It actually does Wow. Apple III Basic actually does indentations for stuff. That's kind of cool. Wow. That's actually cool. Yes, it does indentation. Wow. Yeah, still has about 200,000 bytes left. Yeah, no need for program chaining with this thing. I mean, really. So I can just save this. What the? Sweetie. Oh, that's just great. What the? No, wait. What in the world just happened there? Did I just... Honestly. Did I just... Oh, come on. And of course, after doing all that, I can't save it. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. Yes, Yes, the way this stupid emulator is, it's okay, yeah, I just pasted all that stuff in, and I can't actually properly save it because yeah, I suppose in theory I could, yeah. The problem basically is with this version of, yeah, you can't save to disks. I need to save to a completely different thing, and I apparently didn't get it formatted properly or something weird like that. I don't know. Something's... Well, I don't know. I probably can save it to this disk. Blocks free. Okay. So I'll just save... Actually, no, I can save it, right? Oh, no, wait, I can't save it. Actually, that's true. IO error. Yeah. Okay, so that's... Yeah, that just doesn't... Okay, well. Yeah, I mean, Apple 3, yeah, that's the problem. Apple 3 emulation, because of the fact it's with MAME, where they decide at some point they decided to break every single emulator's disk images. This isn't gonna work at all. Period. So, sorry. Yes, technical difficult, serious technical issues. Not my fault. Definitely not my fault. But yeah, um, actually, Apple III is kind of a cool computer. But let's just see if this would have worked. Yeah. See, it works. Just keep doing this until somebody manages to somehow hit me. Ah, and it beeps. So yeah, I mean, problem basically is that it, yeah, I mean, value not found error. It's like, okay, and I know that it's set up. I mean, actually, let's just check, right? So, file manager. Yeah, I mean, the drive is set, so obviously I must have screwed up something somewhere. So yeah, again, I do not want to put anyone through watching that stuff paste again. So yeah, I suppose that maybe I can do it again when I'm not, doing this, or I can at least get it, at least get it to maybe I'll just try again after I'm done with this stream, and try it again, except you won't see it, and then it'll be saved, and then beginning of my next session I can show what else I would do with in terms of that. But yeah, I mean, this does work, so that's good. Okay, so yeah. So yeah. Okay, so I guess I'll just move on to making a Commodore 64 version of this, I guess. I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably what I'll do. Yeah. So for the Commodore 64, only thing I really need to do is just change the dinging routine, because yeah, because again, Commodore 64 doesn't have any kind of ability to, well, he doesn't have print CHR, doesn't have a bell character, so I'll type this whole weird sequence of stuff here. Yeah, this is designed essentially to theoretically create a nice ding, and I've heard it before. It's actually a very, very beautiful ding. It's the best ding ever. The greatest ding. I mean, poke SI plus 1 comma 20. Yeah, I mean, of course, this just is like, what is all this stuff? It's like, yeah, this is how you deal with the SID. I mean, SID chip is, well, annoying to deal with, and you have to basically just poke all sorts of weird things. Poke SI5 0 times 16 plus 0. What the? Yeah, I don't even know why it's. I literally just found this code on some website somewhere. I forget exactly which website, but it was a website, and it said, oh yes, this will make a nice pleasing ding. 16 plus 9. Yeah. 23, 68. Poke SI plus 4, comma 1 plus 16. Yeah, I'm gonna have to 2369. My poke SI plus 4, comma 16. Is that it? Okay, so SI equals 54, 272. No, wait, actually, that's. No, wait, that's true. I can just add that to there, can I? Okay. That's true. I can just add that to 285. Put that there. Okay. Yeah, just add that into my variable definitions, and then I've got like Sj equals 0 to 28. Si plus Sj 0. Next. Si plus 2415. Si plus 120. Si plus 5. 0 times 16 plus 0. Why is that? Why wouldn't it just be 0? 0 times 16 plus 0. That's just 0. I mean, I don't get that at all. Whatever. Then plus 6. 15 times 16 plus 9. Like, literally, it's like, what the? Why is it this way? I don't know. SI4, 1 plus 16. That should just be 17, right? Poke SI4, 16. Again, this is just weird. It's like, why is it that way again? Oh, whatever. I don't care. So yeah. So let's just hit the C64. Print, free, 0. Oh, fun. Forgot about that. This wonderful. That's true. This is one of the. Negative 26, 627 plus 65 out of 30. Okay. 38, 908. Okay, so this should be this, right? Edit, paste. Okay, here we go, right? So, okay, so this real quick. I'm gonna have 31, 3, 58 plus 65, 5, 35, 34, 1, 34, 177, 47, 31. Okay. So yeah, okay, so now I just create and attach another tape image. record and play on tape. And with the C64, it's kind of weird because it blanks the screen as it records stuff. Not sure, or maybe it does that because of some kind of weird timing issues or something, but yeah, the screen blanks every time you do this. It will finish eventually. Eventually. Okay, so that's saved now, so I can just stop that now. Create another. Now I create a disk image for this. Yeah, I mean, the problem basically is the fact that for every Commodore computer, things need to be just ever so slightly different. Okay. See? You see, that's a really nice boom. It's a great boom. It's an amazing boom. Okay, so I guess I can quit out of that since that worked. 33,741. 2167. Okay, and then so that's actually okay. So that's it for the C64. Okay, and so now I can do the. Okay, now for the +4, all I need to do really is just delete all those. And then volume 8, vol 8, 361, sound 1, 800, 15. Oh no, actually, that's true. And I can also delete that line because I don't need that variable. Yeah, I mean that's the great thing about Commodore stuff. It's actually really easy. Most of them are freakishly similar, except for tiny little things like this, right? Commodore Basic version 3.5, right? 669. So yeah, And for whatever reason, the screen kind of jiggles. Not sure why it jiggles like that. There's just this judder in the screen. Probably because of the weird way the TED chip works. Because again, yeah, unlike the C64, it doesn't use a VIC-2 chip. It uses the TED, which is sort of a combination of graphics and sound, much like the original VIC chip on the VIC-20. But yeah, I mean, even though based on what I've heard, apparently these things actually will literally, like, TED chips apparently ran rather hot and could literally burn themselves out without, heat sinks and other such things. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, alright. 56 6060 3609. Okay, and so now I can just, again, create yet another tape image. And here we go with the purple screen. Yes, this thing ends up being purple when it saves. But yeah, I mean, again, it's some weird timing thing. So yeah, I'm currently saving the +4 version of this out to tape. I mean, the goal eventually is once I have an actual full game, that's not going to be on tape because it's going to need actual random access. But until I get to a point where I truly need random access, I may as well make tape versions, right? There's actually a lot of people out there that are like, oh yes, I want to make a game and I want it to be on tape, and then they eventually get to a point where they realize that, well, okay, I guess I need random access. So, yeah, I mean, the problem actually with trying to write retro games at this point is most people seem to, like, people nowadays are like, oh, they have an idea and then they realize, like, and it needs random access because this thing is spiraling bigger and bigger out of control. But yeah, I mean, that's just sort of the modern viewpoint. I mean, nowadays it's like, yeah, you know. And I've seen games where, I mean, PlayStation 3 games would be like tens of megabytes in size. Just the main executable, the main self file would be like 30 or 40 megabytes, and that was compressed. So, I mean, and again, we're talking about games that came out 10 years ago. I mean, nowadays, like, games are like 50 or 60 megabytes of memory just for the actual main game. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, feature creep, bloat, etc. Yeah, I'm not sure why +4 is so. I mean, this isn't. Honestly, this isn't that big, but it's taking a long time to save. I don't know why the +4 is so slow. Just. Yeah, it's kind of weird why the +4 versions seem to take up more room, but I guess it does. Hopefully, this will finish soon. Hopefully. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, it took a while, but it finished. Okay. Save this out. Run. Okay. Oh, wow, that worked. That actually worked really nicely. Okay, so it gave me that almost immediately. Okay, yeah, that deals with that. So 55, 636, 5033. Okay, now, so okay, so that's it for the +4 version. Okay, so now I move on to the. No, okay. Well, actually, for Commodore 128, I just need to do print CHR 7 because because with the C128 they decided to add. They were actually smart enough to add in a bell character, and so this will just do say 80 columns. Okay. Or anyway, input 80 columns. Okay, and then equals R&D minus TI. Right. Okay. Or if A is not equal to Y, then okay, whatever that's going to need to be, then graphic 5 fast 7 8 then 7. Okay, I think that should make this work properly, right? Okay, so yeah, input 80 columns, A Z equals that randomizes, and it's not equal to Y, then you go to that, and okay. So okay, so here we go with the Commodore 128, right? This is a 58109. Okay, so we copy this again, paste this all in. All right. But yeah, I mean, this doesn't take. Yeah. So once this is done pasting in, Okay, so 53501, 4608 bytes. Alright. Huh, again, interesting, but yeah. So now I can just, again, save this thing out. Yeah, I mean, I doubt there's many people who've ever tried to save to a tape with the Commodore 128, but again, I shall do so as well. And yes, and this thing, just like the C64, has to pretty much kill this display to keep up the timings correctly. But hopefully this shouldn't take nearly as long as the plus 4 version took to save to tape, because yeah, the plus 4, I don't know, it's just like, what the, seriously, it's like one of the slowest tape saving routines I've ever seen. I mean, come on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. So that's done. Again, create another disk image. Okay. This should fit. Okay, there we go, right? Now run. No. Okay. So, just check this, right? Yeah, it's not quite as fast, but it's because the C128's a little slower. Just, yeah, in 40 column mode, it tends to be a little slow. So yeah, I just have to keep doing this until somebody actually manages to hit me. Come on, seriously. Hit me already. Ding! There we go. Finally. Okay. Okay. Right. So now I just do print free again, 53501, 4608, which is interesting because it's the same as it was before. And there's good reasons for why it's the same, because the Commodore 128, for whatever reason, Commodore 128 basically uses like a second memory bank. It has one memory bank for how much the program and another memory bank for all the variables. So, right. Okay, so now I have to switch this, right? Because if I want to do 80 columns, if I want to show 80 columns, I have to do this, so. Wrong one, okay. Run. 80 columns? Yes. And there we go. Might be a little hard to see. But, yeah, I mean, see, now it runs in 80 columns, and it's also running faster. So yeah, so I guess that's about it for so yeah. So that just shows off the fact that 80 column mode with this will work. But so yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night now because, I'll try to get the Apple III stuff working at some point before all this is done. Yeah, I know I screwed up. I just might have forgotten to format that, but so yeah, I'm pretty sure I just forgot to format the partition or whatever it was, or I messed up something, so I'm just have to start all of that over from scratch again. But I'll do that again. It's much like what happened with the Atari 8-bit computers last night, so I'll just finish up some of that stuff without you having to. Except this time, definitely, I want to make it so that people aren't having to rewatch that. So yeah, I should be back tomorrow night to. Yeah, I should be back tomorrow night to deal with the ZX81 and ZX Spectrum, because that's going to take a long time because of the sheer amount of effort you have to put into porting it. So, and I will be sober then, so it'll probably be a little more watchable. So, see you next time.